This is my review on Blade 2. I give Blade 2 a 0 out of 10. I did not like this film where I liked the first one. I actually hated this movie, and I gotta admit, it's still not as bad as the third installment, but to me, I thought it was a pretty bad movie, Blade 2. I just couldn't help but notice that this is filled with a lot of bad CGI fights that looked dated for at the time, I thought. When it came out, I thought the CGI fights looked kind of dated. The CGI fights was Blade. And also the climax. And the climax in the sequel. Remember how the climax in the sequel, how that CGI fight was short-lived? And it was short-lived, but also the CGI was crap. Looking once like Frost became a god, basically. In the first Blade movie, so I don't know why, but is this thing that doesn't the CGI in this movie, the sequel, look worse? I just thought the CGI in this one looked worse, being honest with you, than the CGI in the compared to what CGI used in the third one. The first one is what I meant to say, not the third one. I just. And you know why why did he bring Whistler back? It was just out of nowhere that they brought the old man back. And even when it's explained, still doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So after he got killed off in the first one, that character he brings back for the sequel. And it kind of retcons the events of the sequel. The first one just retcon kind of, or glanced over, or not really mentioned, explained. I think with in the events of Blade 2. But we got new vampires looking things. So creatures, these new vampire looking creatures is now these vampire cult needs Blade's help, and they backstab him in the end, and while Blade outsmarts pretty much everybody and sees it coming. And in fact, called it earlier on in the movie. You know how, I think another thing why I hated about this movie is this tone, its playful tone compared to the first one. You know how the first one took itself seriously as a comic book movie, and it was a comic movie, it took itself seriously, but it had its funny moments due to here. This is kind of like Pirates of the Caribbean 2. Blade is in this movie is what Jack Sparrow became to Pirates 2. As in this one, he's a fucking comedian. And they really double it down with Wesley Snipes' comedic chops. And everybody. You know, maybe, but everyone feels like they're trying, him and Rob Perlman in this movie are trying out comedic each other with over-the-top hammy acting. When they're trying to get the laugh out of the audience, it's like they're trying to have who can get a bigger laugh out of the audience contest, is what this movie feels like. Blade 2 is basically a rated R, what an MCU Blade movie could actually be like. If it took place in MCU canon and was rated R. And was piece of shit. That's what Blade 2 feels like to me in a nutshell. MCU trash. So this movie's is more desperate like Grown Ups 2 is, in terms of trying to make you try and get a laugh out of you 90% of a lot of it times. Well, there is some cool scares and some cool action here and there mixed in with the comedy. Plenty of action, plenty of guts, plenty of vampires dying, plenty of vampires of getting slaughtered by Blade himself, the Daywalker, known as by his kind. So that we got those good things, that we got more of that in this movie. We got more of the good stuff. We just got a lot of more stupid stuff on top of the good stuff. So while doubles down on its strengths that the first one had, and uses that more often with more Wesley Snipes kicking ass. It also has a lot more, well, let's say stupid, pointless shit this movie's filled with. For better or for worse, to serve the story and drive the story forward. For better or for worse, is what this pointless shit is. So, like the movie Waterworld, with starring Kevin Costner in the movie Waterworld. That's what Blade 2's like. See, Blade 2 knows that the true visual meaning of filmmaking is show, don't tell. Even when you're not sure what the point of any of the shit is. When most of it feels pretty much cool, useless, throwaway stuff they could have not even added into the film, but just added into the film anyway. A lot of the stuff feels like that. Like the stuff from Waterworld. That's what it feels like to me. I got it. I think probably that's why a lot. I don't know why, but I think that's why I'm having trouble liking Blade 2. It's not. There's no story. It's just stuff upon stuff from stuff. Forwarding stuff, doing this stuff, while the other stuff in actions happens to run with this action, Sigma Bob happening, MacGuffin. Well, a bunch of actions happening during the explosion, having guts explosion happening around stuff and comedic stuff and pointing stuff and action stuff and no loud stuff. Like guns firing and things blowing up and stuff like that. And Wesley Snipes getting some of the best satisfying one-liners anyone could imagine when he gives and when he plays his character Blade in Blade 2, as he reprises his role in this movie as Blade. So. So yeah, this movie is also pointless, it feels and stupid. On Blade 2, that's my review. Why give Blade 2 a 0 out of 10? Thank you for watching my video through. And before I go, I want you to click the thumbs up if you like this content of this video. And then click the subscribe button and then click the bell. And then you get subscribed and become subscribed. And can you do that? So, hope I made sense. In the last seconds. I'm thinking of saying something I need to say. Okay, no. Goodbye.